This past summer, I got the opportunity to fly to Jordan and go on a mission trip with my parents and my family. They own a business in town called Hear Care Audiology, and through that business, they own a nonprofit called Hear Care Connection. So, through that, they are able to go around the world and fit kids with hearing aids who can't afford it. So, I've gone to places like Africa, and then our most recent trip was to Jordan. We flew out from Chicago and then we flew almost 30 hours total with layovers until we got there. And then getting there, we got to do this amazing clinic work with these amazing kids. And we woke up the first day and we were exhausted from traveling so much and didn't really know, when we were going to get sleep. But we got up the first day and started our first day of clinics. And we were stressed and we didn't have everything together and not all of the pieces came in that we needed to fit all these kids with hearing aids, and each one of us had our own job. So my job was to help make ear molds. So the audiologist would actually put the ear mold in the kid's ear, and then we would make the formula that would actually go in the ear, and then we would put it in a syringe. And so our job was very fast. We had to be fast, or else the formula to make the ear mold would dry up. So after a while of doing all of these ear molds, it just feels like a process. You feel like you're working at a factory, just getting ear mold after ear mold, one thing after another. But then you see these people and you see the look on their faces and how thankful they are that you're there helping them to give them the gift of hearing. Lots of these kids have never heard before in their entire life, and they get to hear for the first time because we're there making their ear mold. So we had so many people thank us and so many people that were just so grateful for us coming across the world to what lots of people think is a dangerous country to help them hear for the first time. We were in refugee camps and we were in schools, and so people who've never even had a place to call home, got all this help from these people that don't even know them. So it was really an amazing thing for me. And then, so we went to three different clinics. On the third day, we went to one that was completely outside. So we were so hot, and it was just roasting hot. We had one room, as you can see in this picture, one room with a little boy and a mom, and he was so thankful that he got his hearing aids. He started crying. He was so scared when he got them at first, but then when he heard for the first time, he was just crying, and it was the most beautiful thing ever. And as you can see in this picture, the kids were waiting in line. The lines were out the door, and it's not as bad in this picture because it was towards the end of the day. But we had lines, and we always had to turn people away at the end of the day. There was never enough hearing aids, and there was always more people in line than we had expected. One day we only expected 30 patients, and over 300 people came. So they really were just bring your kids. When they hear the word doctor, they think that, we do everything. And in reality, all we do is fit hearing aids. But they were so thankful to be there and so thankful for the help that they got. As you can see, all of these kids were so excited. This little boy was one of my favorites in particular. He walked in, and from the get-go, he smiled the whole time. He couldn't even hear yet, and he was smiling the entire time. And he would kiss you on the cheek, and he'd give you hugs. And every time when his hearing aids first got turned on, his eyes filled up with tears because he got to hear his mom's voice for the first time. And he would look at you and he would just smile, and he got those big brown eyes. And this little boy right here, this is my friend Alethea. She went with us, and I took this picture of her. He was so excited. He got to hear for the first time. His face was just shocked. If you imagine, you've heard your whole life and we take little things for granted, but he heard his mom's voice for the first time. So this is him looking at his mom, and Alethea's holding her, and it was truly such an amazing moment to even witness. So wrapping it all up, it was one of the most incredible trips, and the food, to say the least, was amazing. If you're looking for a healthy diet, go to Jordan. They have amazing food there. But to wrap it all up, it was an amazing trip. I want to go back someday, and I think that there's such a stereotype about the Middle East that people are so scared to go. If you're thinking about going, go, because it is an absolutely incredible experience that everyone should go through and should witness.